Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Just the Tips, brought to you by Centimeter Perfect. That is Jesse. I am Liam, and we are here with our finals tipping. Jesse at @CMPerfect_AFL on Instagram, YouTube, and our main podcast, Apple, Amazon, and Spotify. You can catch us all there. Jesse, as I'm sure you remember, and as everyone who watches remember, one main season of Just the Tips. How are you feeling coming into our little final special here?
April premiere, mate. I don't know why you're so pumped about doing the St Kilda.
Well, because it's worth something, right?
No,
not
when I win this competition. It is worth nothing, unless I also lose this, in which case neither will worth anything.
Fair enough, Jesse. Fair enough. Way to talk up our competition to everybody else.
Fun, hype, confidence points. Oh, we're not doing that anymore.
Well, yes, we are, Jesse. Yes, we are.
Oh, tell us about this then, Liam.
Okay, well, Jesse, as you remember from our last episode on Just the Tips, we gave a rundown of what we are going to be doing for the finals and the tips, just to spruce it up a little bit. Last week, during the week, Jesse and myself put together our full bracket for the finals from the top down to the bottom, which I will now bring up on the screen thusly. So, all the games across the finals have been simulated in Jesse and my brain, coming through all the way to a eventual premiere. Here's how this is going to work. We can't change these. These are locked in. Whatever will be across the final series, but every one we get correct. So every person we've put in the right spot, every win will add 1 to our multiplier. So for example, on Jesse's side of the board, if the Maggies win, the Lions win, the Hawks win, and the Dockers win, that's 4 points into his multiplier, and so on and so forth. You can get up to 9, a times 9 multiplier on our tips, which we will talk about when we actually get to the games in just a second on how we will be tipping those. Jesse, what have you done? What's going on with your side of the bracket here?
So I am tipping Adelaide to mostly with my tips.
No, I want you to talk about your bracket.
Okay, I think it's going to be a Adelaide Geelong grand final. I can see you copied me, so that's nice.
Not all the way though, Jesse. Not all the way, because you've gone the Hawks.
You do the edits. I'm starting the tinfoil hat conspiracies right now that you're copying me. So this is great. I've now got insurance regardless of this bracket. How good? No, look, in all seriousness, I think that is going to be an Adelaide and Geelong grand final. How we get there, I think, is determined in the bracket, but I think we'll see some deep runs from at least one elimination finalist and a straight test exit as well from one of our qualifying finalists. So that's my bracket, broadly painted. People can see that on the right side of their screen. Liam, what about yours? Because yours is same but different. Same destination, different journey.
Same different journey. I think a slight change in the Hawks-Giants matchup, and then I think
so that's not a slight change. That's the other outcome.
That's
quite
correct.
A dramatic change.
That's quite a dramatic change.
A slight change, but you say 10 points, I say 5. You're saying a different team.
A different team altogether. And then I think the Magpies will get over the Giants to take them through to the prelims. Outside of that, yes, very, very similar. Very, very similar indeed. So that's how we've got the bracket set up. So now we're going to move into the games and we're going to tip. Jesse, before we do that, a quick rundown on what confidence points were throughout the season.
So during the season, confidence points were assigned based on our probability of each side winning that we were tipping throughout the week. So in a normal 9-game round, we would assign 1 point to our team. We thought we'd get the job done, but we weren't super invested in getting that win. 9 points to say we were pretty confident we're going to breeze past our opposition. Whoever had the most points at the end of the year won, which, according to my notes, was Liam.
Yes, correct. Now, here's how it's going to work throughout the finals. There are 9 games throughout the entire final series, starting with this week, going all the way through to the grand final. Therefore, the 9 confidence points is still in play, but spread out across the entire finals series. So if you want to save your 9-pointer for the grand final, you can. If you want to use your 9-pointer straight off the bat, you can do that also. Without further ado, Jesse, let's get into the games. There are 4 of them, starting with the qualifying final on Thursday, September 4th, the Adelaide Crows versus the Collingwood Magpies. Would you like to commence, Jesse?
I'm happy to. I need a hot start here, Liam. I need to get you early.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Crows with 7.
Ooh, he's used his 7.
I'm
That's
using my
huge.
7. I know. I
Okay.
just think the Crows are going to win this game. You know, they've got the momentum coming in. They beat Collingwood at Adelaide Oval but a month ago. I'm really excited for this game. This is it should be everything that's good about football in 2025. Collingwood will try to lock a four-headed machine. I think we call them bananas in the deep dive. Such is their ability to have different stems coming off them with Keys and Thilthorpe and Walker and I'm going to forget one here. Fogarty. There we go. So many bananas to choose from.
So many bananas.
So yeah, it's a good bunch at Adelaide. I think they're going to get the job done here. 7 points for Medley. What about you?
I too have gone Adelaide. I've only got Adelaide with 4, but I think the Magpies are starting to kind of teeter out towards the end of this season. They obviously had a big win to get them into the top 4 to solidify. Obviously, did all the hard work at the start of the season, petered off, got that little extra win to get them into the top 4, but I still don't think they're that convincing. The extra week will definitely help them. Obviously, rest those old legs, the old Magpies.
You can talk.
I definitely can. I definitely can.
What were you complaining about in one of the outros? My neck hurts.
It does hurt. It's very sore.
My this hurts. My dad. I'm almost 50.
I'm not 50. Jesse, I'm not almost 50. Shush.
Close enough.
Close enough. But I think it's going to be a good battle. Like you said, I'm very excited for it as well. But I think the Adelaide Crows are going to get it done. At least I hope they do anyway, Jesse. Let's move on to the next one. I'll let you read this one. Go on.
Thank you. Geelong hosting Brisbane on Friday Night Footy at their famous home ground, the MCG. Liam, you're up first here. How are you seeing this one shake out?
Again, like this one could be a bit of a coin toss. That said, the Cats are something about the Cats this year. Like they weren't on everyone's radar at the start of the year, but because they're just always there, right? It's just the Cats. They're just good, but they're never the ones being talked about, and here they are finishing second. Geelong with 5 for me, Jesse.
Okay.
I think the Lions are a very good side, but there's just something about the Cats this year that make it very, very make them exciting to watch. And I'm going to stick with my bandwagon of the Lions not being very good this year, without any proof whatsoever, because they've just decided that. So no, the Lions are very good, but I think the Cats will be too strong. Jesse. What's he doing? He's got a gold coin. Oh, what's he going to do? Oh, you're actually flipping it. He's actually flipping it.
Geelong with 1. I just needed the dramatic effect. This is my coin toss game, and I'm using my coin toss early because, notwithstanding a grand final matchup, this is as close of a matchup as I think we're going to get in our brackets across the final series. These two teams are neck and neck. Brisbane have had the wood on Geelong this season, which is worth mentioning, and I'm happy to go. It was still with Geelong because of that slight crows. This is a big challenge for the Cats, so they need to go and break that hoodoo that they've had the hands of Lions, even across recent history as well. So it's a big one for Geelong. They have the kind of home ground advantage, which is nice for them too. Big game for Geelong. Huge game for Brisbane as well. You know, wouldn't be underestimating them all, hence the coin toss. But I think Geelong just enough in the tank to get the job done. So the Cats with 1 for me.
Fair shout, Jesse. We'll move on to the first of 2 elimination finals. Go for it.
GWS hosting Hawthorn at NG Stadium. The Giants and the Hawks both looking to start off a deep September campaign, but they must first survive the challenge of each other on Saturday afternoon. I'm up first here. I know you have the Giants in your bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't mean you have to tip them in here.
It does not.
But you've got them in your bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take this opportunity to try and hurt you.
Okay.
Hawks with 8.
Okay.
I wanna try and stick the knife in here because, first of all, fun, and second of all, I would like to win. Look,
yep.
Look, I think the Hawks are a better team than the Giants. I think they've got more options than the Giants. I don't think NG's a massive home ground advantage either, especially given no one turns up.
Correct.
So you might hear a moo from the paddock across the way, but you're not going to have much in terms of that galvanization from the fan base at the Giants. It's still a developing market. So Hawks, for me, I like what they have on more levels. And I've got a good defensive structure as well. I think Battle and Sicily and Barras to take on Cadman, Hogan, Green. We can work with that. Defensively, the Hawks can work with that. So happy to go the Hawks with 8. I really do think they should get the job done. I would have come into this regardless of your tip saying Hawks have been a team I think are most likely to win their matchup this week. Ergo, the most amount of confidence points from me because I'm not using the 9 on the next game. I can tell you that right now.
Well, Jesse, that's going to be a big swing. I've stuck with the Giants. I toyed with choosing the Giants in the bracket and then choosing Hawks here.
I thought you would consider being coy.
Yeah, I did consider it, but I don't want to go too hard too soon on this new competition that I just made up. I don't even know the strategy, Jesse. I don't know what's good, but
and you're still probably going to win.
Probably, because my reasoning for this match is nothing but my favorite thing, Jesse. It's the vibes.
B-I-B-E, Liam's vibes.
Yeah, I just have a feeling it's in my gut.
Okay.
And look, it's served me well throughout the year, so I'm going to stick with it here. Giants with 2. I'm just hoping this is going to be a good close game, like we do with all finals. But this one in particular has the potential to be a bit of a snoozer if the Hawks really get hold of the Giants or vice versa, because both teams have that capacity. So it'll be very interesting to see how that one goes. But come on, the Giants, let's go get it done. And finishing up, Jesse, with our final game of the finals. The final game of the finals. The final game of the first round of the finals.
Final game of Fremantle's finals, maybe. Fremantle hosting the Gold Coast Suns on Saturday night at Optus Stadium. Liam, we are going. I'm so excited. Our second finals game in 4 years.
Yes.
At home, at least. I know we had another one against Collingwood in 22, but another elimination final at home. If only we start better than we did against the Dogs in 2022, but end in the same fashion, I think we'll all be quite happy. You're up first here. Are you going to back in our boys, or can the Suns really capitalise on their historic maiden finals berth with a big win in the West?
I think this one has an intrigue all over this one because on paper, it's tricky. In vibes, it's tricky. In every single time, it's still tricky.
Two equally important metrics, famously.
Yes. There should be that tracker on the AFL website. Clangers, vibes.
Liam's vibe.
Clangers and vibes. I've gone Freo with 3. I'll stick with our boys because I think they can get the job done here, especially at home. It's going to be a sold out crowd. And unlike previous finals where you would play the Bulldogs or a Victorian team who have quite a large supporter base, there's a good chance that there's going to be 90% Dockers fans in this place.
90% would be 54,000. And, you'll have some corporates in there that will still probably lean Fremantle anyway.
Sure.
But in terms of your general allocation, I think you'd be lucky to have 1,000 bona fide Sun supporters. Like genuine week in, week out Sun supporters.
Yep.
At this game. I know people have bought $1 Gold Coast memberships to get tickets to this game. And they're not Sun supporters.
That's cheeky, but very smart. I like that. But yeah, I think this is going to be either a huge test for the Dockers to play under some real duress and pressure. Like obviously the Bulldogs game was, but it wasn't in front of their home crowd. So there's a little bit of that pressure taken off. But they've got a lot of people to disappoint on Saturday night if they don't do it, which is a lot of...
And that's the risk with Fremantle, is if the crowd gets on their back,
yeah,
they have the mettle to stay on it. Like, would they have done it against the Dogs in round 24 if they started like that at home?
Yep. I think the Suns have been a very good team all year, obviously deserving of their first maiden's final appearance. First maiden? Oxymoron. Their maiden final appearance. So it'll be good to see them play. And look, they could get the job done, which is why I've only gone with the 3 confidence points. But again, hopefully a good game and hopefully we win. Jesse.
We've arrived at the same destination with a very different journey once again. Fremantle with 3 for me, but some actual analysis time here. Look, the Dockers, I think, have to win this game. This would be such a disappointing loss for Fremantle. That's not to take away from the Suns, who have a very powerful midfield and, a brilliant forward line, as we discussed in our deep dive around key forwards and high scoring this season in 2025. But, Ben King is so critical to the Suns, but they don't have a lot of other massive keys that can inflict multiple goal pain. They've got some very good players down there. Ethan Reid showed a bit. Jed Walter has shown a bit in the past as well. But the big thing for the Suns is going to be Ben King and how Anderson and Rao and Miller and Rioli can get the ball to him. If that service is cut off, it could be a long night for the Suns. But if they get on a roll, it's equally going to be a very long night for the Dockers. I do think the home crowd will galvanise the players at the start of the game. Start is crucial here. Backing in Fremantle to get the job done.
Fingers crossed, Jesse. Fingers crossed. Well, that is first round of the finals for Just the Tips in the bag. Jesse, send the lovely people home.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to Say Better Perfect. Who do you think is going to win in week 1 of the finals? Drop your tips in the comments below. Drop your comments in the comments below. And drop your bracket in the comments below as well. And you can even drop your bracket in brackets in the comments below. Until next week, I'm going to take a rest from brackets and comments and just the tips. We'll see you soon. Enjoy the game. If you're a first supporter, go for it. If you go for another team, go you. If you go for Gold Coast, you know what? Go Suns. Good luck. All the best to everyone. Enjoy. We'll see you next week on Centimetre Perfect.
Bye, everybody.